some rust remover. Find something to put them in. I'm going to try this Evapo Rust. This is super safe, non-toxic, biodegradable, but does it work? Well, the tuning keys came out nice. Now they all turn. These things were so jammed. Just sludge. They're perfect now. I don't even have to tighten them. This one seems loose. Anyway, they're clean. I gotta deal with this mess right here. I don't even know where to start. Where's the end? I think this is it. Just gonna cut it. I'm kind of kicking myself because I think I know a better way that this could have been done. I was gonna put a clamp on here anyway, just to clamp down this fingerboard and then wrap it. And I was like, well, now the clamp's gonna be in the way, so I'll just wait on that. But had I had done that, it would have given me kind of something constant to hold on to get some pressure going and have it hold in place, because this clamp will, you know, would have came up and I could have wrapped things around it and made it quite a bit easier. That's probably how I should have done it. That's how I'll do it the next time. Okay, stand back. Just never know how this is going to go. Game for the kids. Come on, kids. Everybody play. One. Now this one. It's got its own deal here. This one. It's complicated. Holy shit. It's like a rattlesnake. Okay, well, I'll deal with that later. I'll pull off this tape. Get my specs. All right, I finally got all the tape, all that surgical tubing removed, which was insane. Pretty happy with how it's glued up. It's pretty solid and everything. Just got to clean it up, fit in the last pieces of binding, put the tail piece back. I have this hole here. I don't think I'm going to electrify it right away, so I'm just going to kind of try to set this up. I do want to put a clamp on this tongue right here and glue this down, and then you know, just do last bit of gluing here. Give it a really good cleaning. I do still have to work on this Frankenstein deal going on here. That's got to be a little bit better. I can definitely make some improvement on that. So I'll be back when I start working on this puppy. See you in a few. Well, I got this all clamped up. I got the tape. I put the binding back. Had to do a little fine surgery. It was difficult to film it, so I lined it up the best I could, and I put a little acetone right where they come together just to melt them a little bit at the seam. I'll do another video on that later. I didn't film it this time, sorry about that. Get one more piece of tape on there. Just to line up the seam a little bit better. Okay, let that dry for a bit, and then I'll be back. I've been putting this off, but no better time like the present. Now I'm going to work on these cracks. The little razor blade and tape on the ends so I don't scratch the top. Put my holder back in place here. I decided to put some tape on here and try it with some sandpaper for a little bit. I'm just gonna keep working it, sanding it down, just try to get all the glue off. Still got to get those holes. The rest of it looks pretty good. Little finish touch up. Good as new. I'm at the stage with this where I want to try to blend some of this finish that just these little uneven patches. I had to sand through the finish to the wood. So I'm gonna put a little potassium permanganate. It's this purple chemical solution. And you put it on, what it does is it oxidizes the wood. Doesn't put a stain on it. Gets that effect, but it's actually oxidizing the wood. So I'm gonna try and hit some of these spots. See if I can just even this up a little bit. I realize I still have to fill some holes. I just wanted to run at least a coat or two of this first. Don't ask me why. I'll probably have to sand it back anyway. Maybe I should just go ahead and... Maybe I'm putting the cart before the horse. Let me fill these holes. It'll only take me a couple seconds. I'll be right back. Just adding some sawdust into all these open areas of the binding. Looks pretty good now. Okay, back to the potassium permanganate, this purple oxidizing agent. Do a little fret work. There's not much of these frets left. They're so thin. I don't even know if I'm going to try to crown them. I could try to file them out a little bit, but God, how high are these frets? I don't know what the standard is for a mandolin like this, but these frets, 26. It's not too bad. 22. 24. About 20, 21 and a half. About 22, 23 thousandths high. Over here, they're untouched, so these should be more accurate what the originals are. 25, okay. So they wore down a little bit, not too bad. They could use maybe just a little cleaning, slight crowning. But I'm gonna go with a razor blade and clean out all this gunk I'll do some real light sanding on just these first few frets. This is, let me get it on the right grit. I think 600, therefore, okay, 400. I don't know if you can see it, there's some pretty heavy string wear on those frets. So I need to try to do something with that. This is 400 sanding block, just a piece of square aluminum tubing, rectangle, and it's going real lightly. So I'm trying to minimize some of that wear. These frets are so thin, I don't even know if I have to crown them. I can flatten them out. They're still not that wide, very thin. Let me see if I can get a little, slight little crown. I don't even know if this tool is going to be deep enough to get in there. Or it might be too deep, rather. It is touching. There's no issue with the frets on the sides. They feel pretty smooth. And this is a pretty flat fingerboard too. Let's see. Perfectly flat. No radius. Not even down here. Perfectly flat, which is odd. Not used to that. I don't know if this is making too much of a dent on it. So I'll go over the top with some 600. Going to polish this up a little bit. $600's not really removing any material. Just trying to polish out some of the 400 scratches, then go in with something a little heavier, lighter rather. Go from 6 to 1,000. finish up with 1500. It feels nice. Not gonna do much playing up here, although maybe. The action I think is gonna be pretty high on this. Okay, clean it up a little bit. Last thing, I'm just gonna add a little boiling linseed oil. If I can get the top off. There we go. You don't want to go crazy with this anyway. Just the nut is ivory as well. Not ivory. Ebony. So it's good to get some on that. All right, so there it is. Fretboard's looking much better. Still got to do a little bit more work before I put it all back together and get this strung up. But pretty much there. I'll be back. Maybe I'll show you when I get to the finish, how I add a little bit of finish to this. All right, be back. So I learned this trick from guys who do auto body painting. They do touch-up work. They take some kind of a mask. I'm just gonna put the tape on the pick guard section. I don't want it to touch the finish, really. There's not really any finish down here, but still. So what you do, you put a mask off just below the area that you want to paint right here. Put this, some kind of a mask like this on it, and just roll it so it has a soft edge here. So when you're spraying, you kind of spray in this direction and it just feathers in here, just kind of mists. And I just want to cover up, you know, the pick guard and everything this way forward. I just want to touch up the back. So I'll just roll this like this, hold it in position, and then when I spray it, it won't get like a hard line there. It'll be a nice soft edge.